What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the feather duster worm. The feather duster worm looks more like a coral or a flower than an animal, but it's actually a fascinating marine worm hiding beneath the surface. What you're seeing right now isn't its body, but a crown of feathery tentacles that fan out kind of like an umbrella. These tentacles aren't just for show. They're used to filter tiny food particles like plankton from the water while also helping the worm breathe. The actual worm lives in a tube it builds from mucus, sand, and bits of shell. If something gets too close, like a predator or even a curious diver, the worm can instantly retract back into its tube, vanishing just like magic. Feather duster worms can grow these beautiful crowns back if they lose them, and some species even reproduce by releasing both eggs and sperm into the water at the same time, relying on chance for fertilization. They also come in a variety of colors: reds, purples, oranges, turning reefs into living gardens. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the Megamouth shark. The Megamouth shark was only discovered in 1976, making it one of the most recently identified shark species. Since then, fewer than a few hundred individuals have ever been recorded. Found in deep waters across the world's oceans, Megamouth sharks spend most of their lives far below the surface, rising and sinking through the water column each day. The Megamouth is a filter feeder. Instead of hunting fish, it swims slowly with its mouth wide open, trapping plankton, jellyfish, and small crustaceans. Its mouth lining is reflective, possibly glowing faintly in the dark to attract prey, a rare and mysterious feeding strategy in sharks. Unlike fast, muscular sharks, the Megamouth has a soft, flabby body built for slow cruising, not speed or power. Megamouth sharks perform vertical migrations, following plankton as it moves closer to the surface at night and deeper during the day. Despite their size, they're completely harmless to humans and so elusive that most sightings are accidental. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about some facts you didn't know about the Megalodon. The Megalodon lived between 23 and 3.6 million years ago, long before humans existed. It could reach lengths of 50 to 60 feet, nearly 3 times the size of a great white shark. One of its teeth, just one alone, could be over 7 inches long, bigger than your hand. Megalodon's bite force was estimated to be the strongest bite of any animal ever, capable of crushing whale bones. It didn't just kill prey, it dismantled it. Fossil whale bones show bite marks where Megalodon targeted fins and tails first, disabling whales before feeding, showing strategy, not just brute force. The Megalodon likely gave birth to live young, and the babies were already the size of a modern great white shark. Even as newborns, they were apex predators. So why did they go extinct? Not one reason, but several. Cooling oceans, changing sea levels, and the rising of new competitors like early great whites reduced its food supply. When whales changed migration patterns, Megalodon just couldn't keep up. And no, I'm debunking this right now, and I already went over this in my live. The Megalodon is not alive today. The fossil record is clear. If something that big existed today, I guarantee you we'd see evidence everywhere. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about a group of fish that I see often when I'm diving. Today, we're going to be talking about lizardfish. Found in tropical and subtropical waters worldwide, lizardfish live on sandy or muddy seafloors where they bury themselves and wait. No chasing, no warning, just patience. There are over 60 different species of lizardfish, all built around the same deadly design. Long bodies, upward-facing eyes, and a mouth full of needle-sharp teeth that lock prey in instantly. Lizardfish don't chew. They strike fast and swallow prey whole, often taking fish nearly their own size. Their camouflage lets them disappear completely until the moment they attack. Lizardfish are also cannibalistic. If a smaller lizardfish swims too close, that's a wrap. That ruthless efficiency helps keep their population strong. Despite how aggressive they are, lizardfish are also an important food source for larger predators like groupers, tuna, and sharks. They're a key link in the marine food web. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Suli. Today, we're going to be talking about Rafiki, the Mandrill. The Mandrill looks like it's wearing face paint, electric blue ridges, a bright red nose, and yellow highlights. But it's not a monkey. It's the largest species of monkey in the world, and one of the most misunderstood primates on Earth. Native to the rainforests of Central Africa, mandrills live in dense jungle where visibility is low and survival depends on social structure. That colorful face isn't just for looks. The brighter the colors, the higher the male's testosterone and social rank. Dominant males are more vividly colored, and the females actually use that as a visual cue when choosing mates. Mandrills don't live in small groups either. They form massive troops, sometimes over 1,000 individuals, making them one of the largest social groups of any primate. Despite their size and teeth, mandrills aren't aggressive predators. They're mostly foragers, eating fruit, seeds, insects, and small animals, using their powerful noses to locate food on the forest floor. Don't let that confuse you, though. These are still monkeys that if they bit you, you would have a horrible day. Another wild fact, mandrills communicate with facial expressions more than sound. Subtle changes in posture and color signal dominance, stress, or submission. And even though they're famous for their looks, mandrills are rarely seen in the wild. Thick forests and their quiet movement keep them hidden from both predators and people. And lastly, just wanted to say, mandrills do not have tails. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Suli. Today, we're going to be talking about the Couscous. The Couscous looks like a slow, sleepy teddy bear in a tree, but it's actually a marsupial predator of the canopy, and way tougher than it looks. Found in Australia, New Guinea, and nearby islands, couscouses are close relatives of possums. They spend almost their entire lives in trees, moving slowly and deliberately to avoid being seen. That calm look isn't laziness, it's strategy. The couscous has a prehensile tail strong enough to hang its full body weight. It uses that tail like a fifth limb, gripping branches while climbing, feeding, or resting. They're also nocturnal, with large forward-facing eyes that give them excellent night vision. When the sun goes down, the couscous becomes active, feeding on fruit, leaves, flowers, and occasionally insects or small animals. And just like kangaroos, couscouses are marsupials. Mothers carry tiny, underdeveloped babies in a pouch for months until they're strong enough to cling to her back in the trees. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Suli. Today, we're going to be talking about the Otter civet. It looks like a mashup of a cat, an otter, and a mongoose, but it's actually related to none of them. Found in the wetlands and rivers of Borneo, Sumatra, and peninsular Malaysia, this nocturnal predator is built for the water. It has webbed feet, dense waterproof fur, and a long, sleek body that lets it move through swamp channels like a shadow. The otter civet isn't an otter at all. It's a civet species that independently evolved otter-like traits to dominate aquatic hunting. That's convergent evolution in action. It hunts fish, shrimp, frogs, and other aquatic prey with elite precision, using sensitive whiskers to detect movement in murky water and a long snout that works almost like a probe. And unlike real otters, it doesn't play or socialize much. The otter civet is a loner, a silent night hunter that leaves barely any trace. It's so rarely seen that for decades, scientists thought it might be extinct. Most photos of it came from camera traps, not direct observation. This animal is practically a ghost of the wetlands. Unfortunately, it's now critically endangered due to habitat loss from palm oil plantations and river pollution. We barely know how it behaves, and we're close to losing it before we even understand it. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Suli. Today, we're not going to be talking about an animal, but we're going to be talking about a type of camouflage that a lot of marine animals use, and it's called countershading. Countershading is one of the smartest natural camouflage tricks in the animal kingdom, and most people don't even realize they're looking at it. You see it in sharks, penguins, dolphins, deer, owls, even insects. Dark on top, light on the bottom. It's not random, it's on purpose. It's physics. Light hits the top of an animal's body, making it brighter. The underside stays darker. That creates shadows that predators can see from a distance. So evolution flipped the script. Many animals develop dark backs to absorb light and light bellies to reflect it. canceling out those shadows. The result, their body looks flat and almost invisible from above and below. Sharks use it to disappear into the deep when prey looks down. Penguins use it to vanish against the sunlight surface when predators look up. Deers blend into the forest, birds blend into the sky. Even some dinosaurs are believed to have had countershading. And here's something most people don't know. Military ships, planes, and even sports jerseys have copied this idea. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the most famous frogs in the world, the red-eyed tree frog. Found in the rainforests of Central America, this frog isn't always bright green with glowing red eyes. Most of the time, it's tucked away, asleep, blending into leaves so well you'd walk right past it. Those bright red eyes are a defense weapon. When a predator gets too close, the frog snaps its eyes open suddenly, flashing red, blue, and yellow colors all at once. That shock gives them a split second to escape. It's called startle coloration. Red-eyed tree frogs lay their eggs on leaves above water, not in it. When the eggs sense danger, like a snake or wasp, the embryos can hatch early and drop into the water below to survive. That's decision-making before birth. Despite the bright colors, they're not poisonous. Their defense is timing, camouflage, and shock, not toxins. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about lamprey. The lamprey looks like an eel with a nightmare mouth, but it's not an eel, and it's way older than most animals people know. Lampreys are jawless fish, part of one of the most ancient vertebrate lineages on Earth. They've been around for over 360 million years, long before dinosaurs. There are about 40 different species of lamprey worldwide, and not all of them are parasites. Some species never attach to other animals at all, and live their entire adult lives feeding harmlessly. The parasitic species uses that circular suction cup mouth lined with keratin teeth to latch onto fish and feed on blood and bodily fluids, but they rarely kill their hosts. Lampreys are found in both freshwater and the ocean. Many species are anadromous, meaning they hatch in rivers, migrate to the sea, then return to the freshwater to spawn, similar to salmon. Lamprey larvae live buried in river sediment for years, filter feeding like tiny worms before transforming into their adult form. They also don't have bones. The skeleton is made of cartilage, just like sharks, and they don't even have paired fins, making them look almost prehistoric. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the flat-headed cat. The flat-headed cat is one of the rarest and least known wild cats in the world. Native to Southeast Asia, this small feline is only about the size of a house cat, but it's built for a very different lifestyle. Unlike most cats, the flat-headed cat is a specialist hunter of fish and aquatic animals. It has webbed feet, short legs, and a long, narrow skull with forward-facing eyes, perfect for spotting prey underwater. Even its claws don't fully retract, giving it grip on slippery fish. This cat's teeth are uniquely adapted to holding on to wriggling prey. The shape of its skull and teeth give it one of the most fish-focused diets of any cat species. Sadly, the flat-headed cat is endangered. It's one of the least studied wild cats, with fewer than 2,500 believed to be left in the wild. Habitat loss, water pollution, and human expansion threaten the swamps and wetlands it depends on. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the leafy sea dragon. The leafy sea dragon looks like a floating piece of seaweed, but it's actually one of the most perfectly camouflaged predators in the ocean. Found only in the cold coastal waters of southern Australia, instead of wrapping its tail around coral, this close relative to the seahorse drifts through kelp forest using leaf-shaped appendages that make it disappear in plain sight. The males carry the babies, not the females. After mating, the female places her eggs onto a spongy patch underneath the male's tail, and he fertilizes it and protects them until they hatch. Unlike most fish, leafy sea dragons are monogamous for the breeding season, staying with one partner at a time. They don't have teeth or a stomach either. They hunt by vacuum, snapping up tiny shrimp and plankton whole all day long just to stay fueled. Because of pollution, habitat loss, and illegal collecting, leafy sea dragons are now fully protected by Australian law. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the kitefin shark. Found in deep waters around the world, the kitefin shark is small, only about 5 to 6 feet long, but don't underestimate it. This shark is a stealth hunter that uses glowing light to stalk its prey. That's right, it's the largest known bioluminescent shark on Earth. And yes, bioluminescent sharks are a thing. The kitefin's belly glows in the dark thanks to special cells called photophores. Scientists think it uses this glow for camouflage, blending in with faint light from the surface so predators below can't see it. But it may also be using the light to sneak up on prey. If that's not strange enough, this shark feeds by taking cookie-shaped bites out of larger animals, kind of like the cookie cutter shark, like the ocean's version of a hit and run. They live in total darkness, hundreds of meters deep, where pressure is crushing and temperatures barely rise above freezing. Yet somehow, the kitefin thrives. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. I want to say Happy New Year's, and I'm wishing everybody comes into the new year with a mindset beneficial for their success. Take one moment and comment an accomplishment that you're proud of this year, and let's get into the video. Today we're going to be talking about paddlefish. These freshwater giants have been around for over 100 million years, swimming Earth's rivers back when dinosaurs still ruled the land. And here's something that most people don't know. There are only 2 paddlefish species left on Earth, the American paddlefish and the Chinese paddlefish. The American paddlefish still survives in parts of the Mississippi River basin. The Chinese paddlefish, though, is now believed to be functionally extinct, wiped out by dams, overfishing, and habitat loss. That long paddle on their face isn't a nose. It's a highly sensitive sensory organ packed with electroreceptors. Paddlefish use it to detect the tiny electrical signals given off by plankton drifting in the water. Yes, plankton. Despite growing over 7 feet long, paddlefish are filter feeders, straining microscopic food from the water like freshwater whales. They swim with their mouths open, using gill rakers to trap food efficiently. Paddlefish are long-lived, 30 to 50 years, but they mature slowly, which makes population recovery extremely difficult once numbers drop. Between dam construction, pollution, and caviar demand, paddlefish populations have taken a serious hit. When one species is already gone, the other is just a warning. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Happy New Year, everybody. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the earless monitor. Found only in the island of Borneo, this reptile is so rare that for decades, scientists thought it vanished until it was rediscovered in the 2000s. And no, it's not earless because it can't hear. It just doesn't have external ear openings, giving it a sleek, prehistoric look. The earless monitor is the only species in its entire family, a complete evolutionary outlier. There's literally nothing else like it on Earth. Its body is covered in keel-shaped, armor-like scales, and its long, flexible tail makes it an elite swimmer. This thing hunts in streams at night, feeding on fish, insects, and crustaceans, with sharp, hooked teeth designed to keep prey from escaping. It has bendable curved claws that work almost like grappling hooks, helping it climb slippery rocks and roots along jungle rivers. Because it lives a secretive nocturnal lifestyle, scientists still know almost nothing about its behavior. But one thing is clear, the earless monitor is rare, so rare that illegal collectors will pay thousands just to own one, which is a part of the reason the species is now under strict international protection. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the golden pheasant. The golden pheasant looks like it came straight out of a fantasy, but this is a bird that can withstand extreme temperatures like it's nothing. Native to the mountain forests of western China, this bird isn't flashy just for style. That gold and red armor only shows when it wants to. Most of the time, the golden pheasant stays low, quiet, and hidden on the forest floor. Golden pheasants are elite runners. Elite. They'd rather sprint than fly, and they can burst through thick brush in seconds. They only take off as a last move. During mating season, the male's head crest flares into a golden shield, and he performs ritual displays by circling females in tight arcs, flashing color like a living signal flare. Today, Most golden pheasants seen outside Asia come from escaped or released birds, proof that this species is tough enough to survive far from its original range. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the Cuban crocodile. The Cuban crocodile might not be the biggest croc in the world, but it's hands down one of the most fearless, intelligent, and fastest. Found only in Cuba's Zapata Swamp and Isla de Juventud, this rare species is a true island predator and one of the most endangered crocodiles on Earth. The Cuban crocodile is the fastest crocodile on land, capable of sprinting short distances at up to 10 miles per hour. It's built for speed with long muscular legs that can even launch it out of the water when attacking. Not to mention, this thing can also jump. They're smaller than Nile or saltwater crocodiles, but what they lack in size, they make up for in agility. They've been seen working together to trap prey, showing an unusual level of team intelligence for reptiles. Their green and yellow scales give them one of the flashiest color patterns in the croc family, and they're known to actively hunt on land, going after turtles, birds, and even small mammals. With fewer than 4,000 left, conservationists are fighting to save them, but make no mistake, this croc still runs the swamp. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the glass catfish. Native to freshwater rivers and streams in Southeast Asia, glass catfish live in slow-moving, shaded waters where blending in matters more than speed. Their transparency is camouflage. By letting light pass straight through their bodies, they become almost invisible to predators in the water. Unlike most fish, glass catfish are highly social. They live in tight schools, synchronizing their movements so predators can't single out one individual. Glass catfish can sense electrical fields. They use specialized receptors to detect subtle electrical signals from other animals, helping them navigate and stay together even in murky water. Their bodies are delicate and scaleless, which makes them sensitive to changes in water quality, one reason they're considered indicator species in their habitats. Despite how fragile they look, they've survived for millions of years by relying on invisibility, cooperation, and sensory awareness instead of armor and aggression. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about plecos. Found across Central and South America, especially the Amazon, plecos are part of the armored catfish family, meaning their bodies are covered in bony plates that act like natural armor. Most fish have scales, plecos have body armor. Plecos don't just suck algae. They use that mouth to anchor themselves to rocks and logs in fast-moving rivers, holding on while currents rip past at full force. They also have a hidden weapon, a toothy, rasping tongue that can scrape algae, wood, and even biofilm off surfaces. Some species actually eat wood, digesting it with special gut bacteria. Plecos can breathe air. When water quality drops or oxygen runs low, they gulp air from the surface and absorb it through a modified stomach. That's a survival skill most fish don't have. In places like Florida and Texas, escaped plecos have become invasive tanks, digging burrows that destabilize riverbanks and outcompeting native species. They're nearly impossible to get rid of because they're built for harsh environments. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 60 Seconds with Sully. Today, we're going to be talking about the hooded pitohui. The hooded pitohui looks like a normal songbird, but it's actually one of the only poisonous birds in the world. Native to the forests of New Guinea, this bird carries toxic chemicals in its skin, feathers, and muscles. Touching it can cause numbness, burning, or tingling, and predators that try to eat it usually regret it immediately. The pitohui doesn't make the poison itself. It gets its toxins from toxic beetles in its diet. Those toxins are called batrachotoxins, the same powerful chemicals found in poison dart frogs. Because of that toxicity, the hooded pitohui has bright warning colors, orange and black, telling predators to stay away. It's one of the rare examples of aposematic coloration in birds. Even crazier, some other bird species in the same region may copy the pitohui's colors to fake being poisonous, a survival trick called mimicry. Despite being toxic, the hooded pitohui behaves like a normal bird, singing, nesting, and raising chicks, all while carrying a built-in chemical defense. That's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.